wars. It was being involved in a fight against the end of the world because you hadn't quite decided that everything should end at that point. Or maybe it was not fighting. Maybe it was just watching, seeing how it all turned out because you couldn't decide. But you definitely settled scores, as marked by the what was once a powerful drow crime boss, currently stepping beside you with an empty glaze in the eyes and nothing going on in the head. But let's talk about the after. There is a wide pit next to you as you walk along a simple dirt road. There seems to be less and less simple dirt roads. They're getting paved, covered in stone, watched by guards, uh, covered in strange runic magic, or well, sometimes it seems like there's more carriages or even a new sort of alchemical engine they're building. Something that's supposed to race hundreds of people between cities. But there's still this dirt road. And there's the pit. Gray and lifeless. Or a bit of Thasradun fell down. Nothing will grow there. Nothing within 50 feet of that hole will grow. Past that, it's a few weeds that were mean enough to grow, and within a mile, nothing useful will grow. It's made farming difficult. A few other people move in the distance, traveling, a hunter carrying what seems to be a small deer over his back. Seems hobgoblin. He's whistling a tune. And off further in the distance, there's a woman with a veil over her face and a beautiful yet simple dress, waving the hunter home. Water is trickling down, rain. Turning the dirt path to mud. What are you doing?
I guess I'm taking in everything. Trying to decide, as I have been for the past year, if good actually still exists in this world. Or really, even if good is worth discussing. I mean, from the apocalypse, the good was just the perfect example of fanatical. Evil was just destruction. The devils made sense, but
most of the devils are gone in this world. Hell is empty. They don't even use it anymore. The afterlife's a damn mystery. You don't know where people go anymore. Oh, they're still demons. They couldn't quite put a stop to the abyss. They flow out, but mostly, hell. Bel's an angel now. Uh, the most powerful demon prince, a god, really. People aren't even sure what to make of it. They call it a perversion at worst, but people don't know whether to stop and kill it, as in some places, worship of Grast isn't even banned.
Grast seemed reasonable when I met him.
And that's the thing. Where is evil? Where is good? It's all become complicated. Ahead of
Very
you,
frustrating.
yeah, ahead of you, you watch the woman in the veil take the unused arm of the hunter. Smiles are shared, shatter in the rain. They're quickly running over to a small cabin to get out of the rain. You're left alone on the path. You've
Why
seen all
was the
this.
woman wearing a veil?
Yeah, that is strange, isn't it? It wasn't a mourning veil. She definitely doesn't seem to be mourning. The cabin's right there.
I look over at Deanne.
Crime boss failure. Go knock on that door.
He steps forward in the rain, not seeming to feel it, not seeming to react. Just zombie like goes over, knocks on the door. You see uh, the woman answers the door. The man is gone behind the thatching of the roof, behind the back of the house to properly gut the deer he's hunted. The woman looks out, still veiled. Can we help you, gentlemen?
Um, in her mind, as I just stare.
Why do you have a veil on?
Make an intimidation check. This is not intimidation as in, I'm going to kill you. This is intimidation check, and whether she believes you're a person, it would be better to tell uncomfortable truths to than to lie to.
It's a 26.
You're the kind of person it's not wise to lie to. For other people's protection. At my husband's protection. Um, I it's not dangerous if I can pay attention, but everyone has emotions, everyone gets angry. So I wear this.
What happened to you?
I was born.
Out of what?
Don't be alarmed, I'm not angry right now. And you see a pair of snakes wrap underneath her veil and lift it up. And you see a face that is, not beautiful, not hideous. There's a scale pattern to the skin. And you lock eyes with the Medusa.
Interesting.
She lowers it back down almost immediately. We don't mean any harm. We're living our lives after Mintar.
You'll have to forgive me. I spent the last year enjoying myself, and if you can call it that, but also trying to figure out where were you born? How long ago?
I was born in the Underdark about 75 years ago. We live long, my kind. I don't know how long because, well, they don't tend to really like people like me. Then there was a ravine in the Moonshay Isles where creatures like me gathered, but honestly, they were a bit cruel. Then I found my way to a slum outside of Mintarm where I could hide out, and found my husband, and then suddenly we were heroes of the evacuation, and people didn't hate us so much.
Yes, that is what is confusing. I was born in the Underdark as well, but never lived there. Um, how? I have a question. Have you ever seen anything good?
I like to think I have.
What?
Love, community. I mean, I'm sorry, perhaps I don't think so cosmically. I found it in small things, simple things. They're apparent to me. It's what I live for.
Can I roll an insight check to see if like this person seems, I don't know, having this conversation because she is, or having this conversation because she has some sort of motive? Like, was she put here for me to find? Is this like,
No,
is this somebody messing with me?
make an
Okay.
insight check.
Well, that's a 9.
This person exists, and yeah, they're good. You've also found some less positive people on the road. She clearly, you think, believes this, but on the road, you've been to the Ghost Firelands, where people are just beginning to create areas where this ethereal flame does not burn everything away that's not a sentient being. A place of starvation and scarce resources, brutal infighting as people scrabble over few resources. Laws are harsh and terribly punished. People, the rest of the world currently has seen to cut off that section of land and completely kill anything non-sentient, all plant life and animal life within a 5-mile radius. And they are extending that out even further of the border of the Ghost Firelands, wanting the Ghost Fire to not spread to the rest of anything. You've seen that. You've seen bandits. You've seen terrible things.
I have this question because, well, one of my friends is, if you can use the term, well, he's sort of a god at this point, which is a little weird if you think about it. But he's supposed to be a good god, and yet, when he was alive, made choices that destroyed cities, moved nightmares away from groups of people to murder other people. And I understood his decisions, all of them, but I understood his decisions. And I am not good.
Well, I've never been much of. I've never had a good relationship with the gods. I don't think of them as good in people terms. Even the
That's
good
the
ones
problem.
earn everything, right? They're just cruel at times or thoughtless. In their good, they destroy. I mean, who decided I was evil at my conception?
Exactly. That's my problem. I don't. There has to be good. Because if not, then what's the purpose?
It's good to me. I don't find it in the gods. I don't want to ill say any spirituality you have. I have long since given up on trying to find purpose or good in higher powers.
I I understand. It's not the higher powers. It's so I was put here, and I have well, I have no conscience, as far as I can tell. I once thought power was an end in itself, something to just have. And then I found that I could never be as powerful as some people I know, and that you need others. And so I was given a chance when no chance should be given. So why not protect the good? And children are good.
Who told you you don't have a conscience?
Well, no one, but have you ever killed someone before?
Found need for it, yes.
And never bothered me.
It doesn't bother me either.
Love also
I am
makes no
designed.
sense. I don't get that.
It doesn't bother me because I'm designed that way. My entire species, I don't feel guilt because I'm supposed to be predatory. If I turn someone to stone, all I feel is a innate satisfaction, which I'm told is just my mind trying to tell me to do it more. I've decided not to do that because I realized I kind of like people.
Well, I don't know if I like people. Mostly because they're confusing and sort of dirty. But, oh, here, hold on. And I reach into my bag of holding and I pull out the skull that has witch on the front. I said, I liked her. She was nice.
Hmm.
And then put that one away. These, and I pull out like 4 or 5 others. They were mostly just disappointing, but worth keeping. And then I take out the advocate skull. This one I want to bring back to life because really, I have some questions.
I don't know about bringing people back to life, but I know there's a temple down the road. Maybe they can get you at least some answers there.
It's a good idea. It was nice talking to you. I don't think you're evil.
I don't think you're evil either, but what do I know? You only met this once.
Well, usually it's pretty simple. If you're evil, I murder you and you get to stay alive, so that's exciting.
Well, I'm happy not to be murdered.
Your husband, what is he a human?
No, he's Hobgoblin. He helped with the evacuation. He's the sweetest thing in my life. And the most frustrating thing. And so much more.
Well, if I come back by and see a stone garden, I hope it is because they were trying to attack you and you protected yourself.
I haven't found need to do that in a very long time. But yes, if someone attacked us, we'd have a little stone garden.
Good. All right, come on, failed underground kingpin.
He continues going after you. This woman, not quite charmed by the conversation, but not as shaken and terrified as most of the people you talk to are.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, is my mage armor still chains? Do I even have mage armor?
I'd say that's a good question to ask yourself. Because, look, Thazradun still exists. He's sealed away in a gem, but It is the vastest source of power there is.
Oh, it
For every
definitely is then.
bit of mass, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It still chains. Like, this thing is distant to the point where Dazradun, if you draw power from it, is more like a minor deity than anything else. But you're drawing power from the literal vacuum between atoms, something you can't even understand right now. But the nothingness that exists around the very small fraction that mass and creation makes up of our wide known cosmos.
So then, um, as we go towards the direction she chose, once I'm within eyeshot of the temple, the chain will just start appearing until it's fully covering me. Because holy people are concerning.
Yeah. As the chain rattles and covers you, time turns fluid. It skips along. We focus as you are moving towards the temple, which portrays Bell. Two wings, feathered, spread, his hands open, held towards anyone coming in, but not an expression of like holy matrimony, but a smirk, a knowing smirk, as his eyes seem to meet yours in a little golden statue, a work of art, likely not actual magic, but this is a temple of ambition, of drive. Bell has been ludicrously popular as of late, considering that he was a devil, and it's not hard to imagine that he will be ascending the divine ranks given time.
Spectacular. I'll go by and just like give the statue a high five as we're going by.
You would have to fly up to do so, but I would say there is indeed.
It's worth
like,
it.
You fly up, you just high five one of his hands. Absolutely. You see like a like what seems to be a priest holding the door open for what seems to be some sort of, even in the current rain, some sort of congregation appearing. Looks at you, fly up, squints his eyes. Hey there, bud.
Hello.
We usually show deference in different ways, but
do you worship my friend?
oh, you're friends of the Ambition Lord, yeah?
Oh yeah, actually, I may or may not owe him my soul. I don't. See, it was while he was a devil. Have you ever been to his castle? It had this beautiful river of blood right in front of it.
Can't say I have. I've mostly worshipped him after his redemption, or rather, I guess his self-fulfilled redemption. I mostly teach his words. I've never seen the man. I've heard him in a dream once.
Oh,
That
well,
marks me as quite special.
well, then I don't know what I am, but we're pretty close, actually, if you really want to know. Hold on, let's see if he's listening. Bell?
There is a voice in your ear as he likes you. He will spend the time. Hey, Javen, I'm a little bit. Nah, come on. Oh, you're at one of the temples. Oh, how do you like it? How do you like it?
I mean, to be fair, you look great on the front of a temple. I met the guy that apparently you talked to once. I've only said about 5 words to him.
Which one?
Hold on.
Does he have a cowlick?
I look down.
He has a cowlick.
He has a cowlick, yes.
Oh, I love this guy. Oh.
Really? He seems kind of like a sap. Like, is he? Are you just using him? I feel like that's exactly
of course
what
I'm
you do.
just
Okay,
using
good.
him.
That's,
Me? Yes, I love him because, damn, like, no, he's got like a real, like, casual, happy town preacher vibe. I am spreading like wildfire in these regions.
I have several questions that I haven't, I don't know why I didn't talk to you for the last year. I just kind of wandered around.
We were busy.
I
had to set up a whole realm of worship, had to quickly magically construct some temples for myself when the other gods weren't looking, had to hire some mages with some old money I kept in several different caches. I was
Ah,
busy. You were busy defeating evil, which, by the way, I love what you've been doing, cleaning it up, paving the way for a new future. It's fantastic.
to be fair, that is my major and chief question that you and I should probably talk about, but I mean, I like you in my ear. Can we just do it face to face? Like, is that a thing still or
Oh,
no?
walk into the temple. I have
All right.
ways. We'll like
And
do a whole dream sequence thing. I could do dream
what's
sequences now.
that? All right.
You
Okay,
can
this
enter
sounds.
Reverie. It's gonna be great. Or like just like I know it's been a while since you've probably done Reverie because you don't do the sleeping thing very often, but
I don't do it ever. So,
we'll figure something out. I'll just use this cool like projection thing. I can like fully. Do you want to freak out these parishioners? You want them to have a
yes,
religious experience? Oh yeah, we're gonna
I
make them have a
do.
religious experience right now. This is
I'm
gonna be
so
great.
excited. What's the
Man,
guy's name? What's Jerry Curl's name?
Jerry Curl, what?
The preacher vibe guy.
Fuck. What is his name? Fuck.
Can I just call him not as important as me? Like, is that I
Uh,
probably
I mean,
shouldn't
like,
call him that.
I'm using him, but like, you could say whatever you want to him. He's a person. I'm going to treat him nicely because he's good. He's good for me in this region of the world. Oh, uh, uh, I believe they call him Preacher Red. His full name is Redenus.
Preacher. All right, 1 second, and I look at him and I said, "Hey, Red.
Yes.
Uh,
I,
you ready to see something cool?"
I, I'm always willing to see something cool. Yeah.
All
Um,
right, Red, let's go. And then I go on into the chapel.
Fantastic. You see several people gathered here. Beautiful murals are painted along the walls. Acts of worthy ambition. The idea
Huh.
of rising through ranks in society. It's ranks of city masters and uh, merchants, learning, becoming greater, achieving great things, great acts of construction. All the things that ambition is not inherently evil. A wizard in study.
I see you walking a fine line, Belle. I see you
I
walking it.
oh yeah. Look, everyone needs ambition, and the rest of these gods up here are too cowardly to just say it. Sometimes you want to pray for success, and
I,
that's what
I
I'm
get it.
doing.
I get it. You know what? I will say that I did like you better as a pit fiend. I will say it was way
The
better.
aesthetic was great. I miss
It
the
was.
aesthetic. But look, do you know how many demons I get to kill like this? I am more powerful than I ever was as a pit fiend. None of these
Really?
mother none of these motherfuckers up here know how to plot or plan. I am I am going to be a I am going to be like boosting myself up from minor deity to at least like one of the moderate guys in like a century. I'm calling it now.
I, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, no, Javen, we've been so long trying because the aesthetic matched us of like trying to be in hell. Oh
Yeah.
no, we'll make so much more power this way. Are you kidding me? If they think you're good, just it's fine. I don't have anyone threatening to kill me like every other week if I plot too much. They just let me go. They just
Do
let me
you
go and they're
still
like,
have the castle with the blood in front of it? Because that
I
was spectacular.
It was spectacular. No, I had to give it to a family of green dragons. But I have a new castle now.
Blood?
No blood. Rivers of gold though. Molten gold.
Okay, we can work with
Yeah.
that.
I right? Like it's riding that line. It's like, oh,
Okay.
success, wealth, but I'm not like you could mistake it for a celestial thing. It's just molten gold. I
That's
just have a I make so much money now. Money is in churches, Javin. Sorry. Let me get this whole thing ready. I need to
all
give
right,
the
hold on.
divine
I'm
miracle.
just gonna go ahead and like sit down in the front row and just be
Okay.
like, all right, Red, whenever you just start
You sit
preaching,
down
I'm
and you see like a family of halflings, kind of just reading out general prayers. You catch Mother in one wave, kind of ruffling his head. Now remember, listen to the lessons well, and you might be a merchant as successful as your papa. As they're currently having this small exchange, you see the statue of Bel, which is just hands out again in the sort of embrace, still smirking. As the preacher goes up, uh, well, we have a new member of our congregation here, and the gold hand shifts forward of the statue and grabs his shoulder. Everyone gasps, their eyes go wide. The preacher turns around and immediately falls down to his knees. There are prayers, gasps, wild moments of adulation as the golden statue raises his hands out to either side. My children, my hardworking, devoted children, great pillars of society children. Excuse me, I have to converse with one of my longest and greatest followers. Javen,
I'd be, yes. Hi everyone.
there is
Nice to
like
see all of you.
immediately as you're placed on this level, they are
I'll
like
just start rising
prayers.
up.
You are fully like at this moment, adulation goes towards you. You are now like a chosen one of some kind as you are floating up in the air. Um, this statue of Bel continues to turn towards you, eyes glittering and shining, that knowing glance to you and grin as mentally you hear, it's so fucking cool, right? Oh, they fucking love us. It's so much better than a musty cave with a bunch of cultists. One like is stabbing their hand, and it's so much better. It's
To be
just
fair, usually I make people scream and run away. They
yeah.
are the chain motif people don't usually like, but like they are totally worshiping me right
Oh,
now.
oh yes. And this is the next millennia for us. Everyone's gonna love us. This is great. This is us right now. We've made it. We've done it. We've succeeded. We've won.
Spectacular. Oh, by the way, did you see Deanna Vlox? I kept him. He's
Oh,
fun.
that's fucking hilarious. Oh, that's great.
Watch
Oh,
this. And I just pull a knife out and I throw it at him.
the entire as they do that, the entire congregation screams is like, oh shit! I'm gonna need them to feel much better about that.
Oh,
One moment. As you throw the knife and it just hits him, Bell says, "This is simply a old rite we are performing. Take no heed. There is no actual harm being done. It is an illusion, a show for your visions." Modify memory, modify memory, modify memory. Just quickly moving through.
yes. I did not mean to stab the failed under boss in the chest.
It's
That
a
was
simple show of those having foul
yes.
ambitions being punished. The entire congregation goes with it. You know what? It makes sense. Foul ambitions in the wrong direction should be punished. And as this is occurring, Bell turns back over. Yeah. I will say one bad thing. They're just so much not okay with stabbing. You have to excuse stabbing. It's the one downside. They're really not down for the brutal murder anymore. But
I
well,
mean,
I'll put
okay,
up.
fine.
I know, right?
Well, this is great. You do should I turn around to the congregation and I use thaumaturgy to make my voice because actually I'm using Tasha's guys, so I guess I have like Thursdune's face over mine.
Yep. Which, like,
And I'm just
of
like,
course,
yeah,
they're just
in
here,
the
kind of
air.
like
Just
a mob. You know, they're just having this moment of like they're praying to this like terrifying visage because honestly, they're just like, yeah, their god told them that you're cool, so immediately,
yeah.
you're a chosen
So
one.
I will just use the what is that cantrip's name? Oh my gosh, I just said it. Now I forgot it again. Thaumaturgy to make my voice get like guttural, more gravelly, and like booming. And I'll just say, "Yes, myself and your chosen God, who is totally divine, are going to go have a conversation about old rites and not stabbing people."
Preacher, please consider what you have been taught by my chosen one. Consider it, revel in it, divine the truth, and spread it amongst your flock.
Remember, you will always gain more power through dominate. Nope. Help me out here, Val.
Of course, what he is trying to say is that it is good to seek power when power is used for good.
Yes. Actually, I turn around, very surprised, and look at him. Yeah, that.
Mentally, oh no, I've gotten really good at this. This is just everything I was saying as a devil, just like twisted a little bit. Just twisted around. That's it. I just flip the coin I usually represent. And it's great. It's fantastic.
All right. And so I'll just go and I'll get the dagger out of DN and put it in my wherever I keep it, and then just sort of float out of the place.
As you float out, his presence leaves the statue, which goes back to its normal state. And as you move into the side, a chamber in any bell church that is based upon what is basically career counseling, but it's a faith-based career counseling. Where here you walk in and suddenly, boom, an avatar of Bell is sitting across from you at the table. This sort of like, it's definitely looks kind of like Bell, but the red skin is gone. He still has horns. He's taken on a different skin tone of strange shifting gold across skin of blue, wide wings behind him, and just jewelry bedecked in like bracelets and rings and like a fine silk coat.
Well, I mean, you're moving on up. That's obvious.
Yes. Oh, wait. A halo appears above his head. There we go. There we go. Final touch. Final touch. Oh, wait.
Spectacular.
Tilts it a little bit to the side.
That's the bell. All right, look. A couple of things. First of all, I haven't seen Stephen McDunkle in a while. I just wanted to let you know.
He's back. He's doing great. I would love for him to work with you again because I think you two do fantastic together.
And technically, he's mine until I die. So
that's true. That's true. You know what? Got to follow that contract. Let me usher him to you. As he calls out to like the true name of this entity, suddenly Stephen McDunkle appears next to you. Well, howdy there. How are you doing?
I have been better, Stephen. You died when I needed you. You were not supposed to do that. And
I apologize.
Then a child died. Well,
if that helps.
I mean, but still, I had to wrestle around with this weird feeling in my chest for years, I feel like, although it hasn't been. We'll let it slide.
All right. I'm glad to hear that you're letting it slide. And positive thing is that I think, well, we got a whole new job, apparently. I'm doing quite well for myself, and to be honest, I think we're going to have a very fun time together.
Well, I mean, you still work for me, so that's exciting. I don't know what you've been doing, but we should have a convo after this convo.
Absolutely.
So here's what I need you to do. Can you please go and, even though you're the one who died, 2DN, just beat him up for like a good solid 30 minutes.
Am I allowed to?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Just it's been so long since what I've been doing. I've mostly been converting small populations over to Bell and speaking the truth to him. So it's been honestly really easy. But God, I miss doing violence. And he just starts laying into him. Truly a master of the pugilistic arts of working someone over, hitting them in ways that don't knock them unconscious but cause the greatest amount of pain. A true torturer's torturer.
That's I turn around and just watch for a minute. That's what I needed. All right. All right, Belle. I have some questions, and So I don't really know. I mean, so you were my. I don't even know where to start. So the gods of good seem pretty ridiculous. Um, I I feel like their idea of good or morality has giant holes in it that you can drive large wagons through of moral ambiguity, which is my problem.
Mm.
Um, the demons are terrible. I really hate them.
Mm.
They're pretty bad. Except
Except for
for
Grast.
uh,
Grast is pretty cool.
Grast. I met him that one time, and he that
Makes me
freaked you
deeply
out.
uncomfortable.
But we had a good time too, Grast and I. But I
Oh, it's always a good time. It just leaves me deeply uncomfortable afterwards.
okay. Well,
It's
I
just
mean,
like,
I haven't gotten uncomfortable yet, but he's an interesting guy. So, but demons are I don't like them. Devils made sense. I've really only ever met you. Why didn't you just take over the hells? I mean, Asmodeus is gone. I feel like this is just
hell isn't cool anymore. And to be honest, hell, I've long since realized. Look, Javen, I'm not trying to toot my horn here, but I'm fucking brilliant. I'm a genius. I managed to go from in a shit situation, surrounded by enemies on all sides, to convincing people to allow me to become a celestial being, and now I'm a minor deity. I'm a
it's
genius.
great.
In hell, I couldn't go anywhere. I was constantly in a position of fighting over the same patch of land. They never let me gather more power because every time I came
That's
up
true.
with a clever plot, Asmodeus would twist something in the background and I'd be right back where I started. I'm still angry about it, but I'm moving on.
All
Hell
right.
is a torture device, and I've quickly realized no one in hell was ever happy. It tortured everyone, including the devils, including Asmodeus. Because Asmodeus in hell, I mean, let's be honest, man wanted to rule all of creation, which, hey, can't hate the ambition. But he was stuck there, facing all these various different issues. I think hell tortured us all in our own ways. We were just our own torturers. I'm going to leave that behind. I'm done with relics of the past. Why not rule in heaven? I don't need to rule in hell. I can just be here. And life is good. I'm just validated. I brought my ideas before a council of gods for a new way to arrange how we organize the planes and defend things. They just said yes. I didn't need to kill anyone. They just said that's a good idea. My ideas are actually respected up here. I don't need to kill at least 5 people to get a fucking tax passed or get a new way to fight demons passed. My ratio of demon killing is like twice full now. It's
That's
fantastic.
pretty
They just
impressive,
say
actually.
yes. I love it.
Well, all right. That's amazing. I think though that the problem is as you've identified, you're just manipulating their system,
Yeah,
which
I am.
is the
Absolutely.
example that I'm coming up with. There is no good. There's just evil. And that's why I liked you. You you're very upfront about it.
Yes. I don't
I
lie.
I've never thought you did. Um, by the
I
way,
yes.
so in the battle with this guy, and I plop his head out. I think you took my soul for something, and I thought that was kind of lame. So I wanted to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Here's my thought. I gave you something I would have given you anyway.
That's strange to me.
I mean,
You
the
understand,
concept
Javen?
of.
I
Sorry, go
speak
ahead.
in contracts. It's exchange. That's what I'm guided by. The fact that someone would freely devote their soul to me, despite the fact that, I mean, let's be honest, where I was would have been torment for you no matter what, no
Well,
matter how
that
powerful you got. The
that's
fact that you're
that's
willing to serve me, just are,
well,
that's strange to me.
the idea that I can kill for eternity. It's wonderful.
You still can. I have demon
So
warriors.
that's why I was giving you something that was meaningless to me. I don't actually. I mean, I consciously understand that I have a soul, or you wouldn't have wanted it. But like, I guess the point is, I'd like to amend the contract.
We can do that. I'm benevolent now, so we can do
Oh,
that. Yeah,
spectacular! I like your benevolence. That's wonderful.
I know.
After we amend
I
it, I have
will
other
let
questions.
everyone know that I'm mending it, just to show how benevolent I am.
I would have thought nothing less. And in fact, since I'm one of your chosen, we could even do it in front of people so that you can
Oh yeah.
be seen
Oh,
as, yeah,
we'll have an official ceremony in front of people. I will milk this for everything. But
it'll be spectacular. Yes, I
let's
totally get
amend
it.
it right here, you and me. What
Yeah,
do you think this contract should be amended to? What are you asking for?
I, I want. I have no problem giving you my soul. It was meaningless to me anyway. What I want, I want to watch over good and evil. I can be an avenging angel, or I want I want good and evil to exist. I want to destroy evil, and I want to protect good, and I want to get to decide what is what, and here's why. My moral compass is absolute, and while you're a genius, I see your machinations, and I understand them. While I think we should put in the contract that you are the one exception. This would be the part we don't put in the public version
Oh yeah.
to all of the good and evil, because I feel like at some point I would end up having to try and kill you, which would be,
Which would be really irritating. We have a great relationship. I don't want
yeah,
to have that conflict, to be honest.
no. And if things go well, I mean, I at some point would probably become some sort of minor deity myself, so that would be
Exactly. And
just
we don't need
frustrating.
wars in heaven right now.
I
And
feel like that would be bad.
no, look, the I have plans for you. I understand you. I know where you need to exist. The world, in my eyes, is good and evil. There's a mixing point. There's a point where it gets complicated. But I can place you in an area where it's very defined. I can give you that. There are demons. There are things that are clearly evil that still need defeating. And there are things that are more clearly good. But
And
yes,
people,
people are complicated.
I want,
People are what they've always been, no matter how the gods try and lie about it.
I feel that Tharizdun might have been right that we should just destroy everything.
Why would you
But
do that?
kids, children, children are blank slates.
And they get corrupted. And they get more virtuous. I mean, have you seen children, little sociopaths,
And
burning
if,
ants on a microscope?
well, some of them,
Yeah,
those are the ones who turn into me.
no
Uh,
empathy.
uh, so my my request, I guess, is I want to be able to make there be good and evil, have it defined.
In a
And
place, I'm sure. But, Javen, you understand what you are seeing now. It's not something new. It's just more apparent. We've stopped lying to ourselves. There is a mix of these things. The same guy who helps an old lady cross the street goes down to the market store and, because he's got a little bit of an issue in his head, steals a loaf of bread. Not because he needs it, but because he likes stealing.
that's where I want to be.
You want to be there, in the same place that
So,
the guy who helped the old lady cross the street has an issue and needs to steal. Is that man good or evil?
well, I don't. My other alternative is to just go lay waste to everything until I die.
What I want to offer you, Javen, is a place where it's defined, where all you need to worry about is an enemy and the people you're trying to protect. This rest of the world, it's not worthy of you. It's not absolute enough. It's complicated, and I thrive here. But you need the clear cut. You have that beautiful, beautiful, youthful idea of black and white, evil and good. And that has a place. Gods, I can use that. Well, I've collected people who believe in that. I was Lord of Zealots. I love people like you. But I want to use you. I want to put you in a place where you'll be happy, where you can have clear, defined good and evil. People will be people. They'll always be people. And I'm sorry, Javen. And
But if there are no, if there's no Ilmater, this, and I show the giant hands, supposed to be the god of good, protection of the weak, giver of second chances, loves law and order. Where was he?
he was struggling with evil gods, gridlock. And Ilmater, oh, I'm a cynic. I'll always find a reason why I think the good gods are either stupid or too focused on one thing. Ilmater, yes, cares for the weak. But define for me, in every possible situation across life, who deserves to be defended? Who deserves to be vanquished? Where's Ilmater for the tribe of goblins that gets slaughtered by a bunch of adventurers? Women, children, everything.
Exactly. This is the problem I had with my friends. How were they good? They just chose who lived and who died.
Hey,
I understood it. But why do they win?
it's the bad joke. I've seen people like them come and go and come and go. That's the old equation. In this lie the gods sell about good and evil, they put their champions on the side of good and everyone's on the side of evil. Why do you think I have a library full of every holy text there is?
Why did they
Why?
want me there?
Don't be cynical about this. I think you were their friend. I think they, in their minds, did their best. Because that's really. Oh, this is savvy. The best you can do truly is your best. The world around you is complicated and muddy, and there's nuance, what ifs, why for. Your friend Gordy, for instance, he found a dragon who wanted to conquer the world for the best of reasons. And instead of killing him, decided to try and redeem him and get him in contact with his dead son. And that did soften him up. Now he still holds a larger stretch of country than he did before, but isn't trying to conquer things. And that seems like a great result. But if you had a different adventurer, maybe they would have gone in, killed the dragon, and, well, Mintarn's back to being a pirate-infested scum mile. More interesting place for me. But, you see my point. I don't think you can get into the arithmetic, because let's talk about a situation I know bothers you. It was that moment, right? When they decided to turn the primordial fear.
Yes.
If we keep into the arithmetic, if we follow the history of that, there are so many ways to look at that moment. One, if it headed down the way it was going, it would destroy many coastal cities. But then it turned, went through a mainland, killed an entire island, population gone. Are they responsible for what it destroyed? Or are they responsible for the lives they saved?
But those lives were forfeit anyway.
And that's the problem, Javen. These are the situations that you just try your best in. They saved lives, and many of the lives that came along the coast, I can point to several people who are alive because of their choices. I can point to several people who are dead because of their choices. And that's the issue. This is the thing that I wish heroes were just more honest about, that the gods were more honest about. You wouldn't have these confusing moments if they just told you at the beginning, hey, did you know that none of us know what we're doing? We're all just trying our best in this world of very complex equations where not everything is clear cut. They tried their best. They
What if
saved
we just
several lives.
what if we just kill all the gods?
An interesting idea. If you kill all the gods,
Well, you'd be left.
I mean, I love the idea of ruling everything. But then you'll have me handling the complicated situations. And you'll have people. Then the problem will be kings. Someone always needs to sit in the throne of gods. I mean, also there's the issue of what would happen to the afterlife and what's everything beyond there. But let's not focus on that complicated esoteric stuff. Just focus on the center. Javen, these situations happen. And that's the problem. They've told you. You've been filled with Ilmater's bullshit. This idea that there is the weak and the strong. Those must always be protected. And sometimes that exists. And sometimes, yeah, it's a perfectly good sentiment. In the way I see the world, you have to weigh 1,000 things at once. There's the arithmetic. You're right. In that primordial fear situation, you have to weigh the arithmetic of how many lives. You have to weigh your personal feelings. Are you a good person if you let your family die? Well, then you have to tie your personal connections in. All the morality swirls about. It's complicated.
And that's why I'm interested in what you have to say about where I belong, but having someone with no connection to be able to weigh good and evil seems valuable.
Maybe. But you'd be miserable, Javen. The things I would open your mind to, you would no longer be able to think the way you do. You'd have to consider lives and reasons that you are blissfully at this moment ignorant of. I could give you that position, but you would be forced to see everything. You need to see the beginnings of everyone you thought was a villain, their reasonings, the fact that Everyone believes, in some case, or at least most everyone, believes they are the hero of their own story. And you need to see the arithmetic, the far reaching consequences. Then measure that in the scale of what that one individual thought they were doing. One person might kill a goblin tribe because they think they're saving a nearby farming village. Meanwhile, the goblin who raided the farming village is just thinking about feeding his starving family. And you have to weigh what is good, who is the villain, who is the hero there. And you have to do that knowing everything. It's why that is the worst position in the world. And I would give it to you if you needed it, if you wanted it. But you would be miserable.
Well, what do you propose?
I want to give you a place where you're happy. Because
Where?
I like you. Let these people, these lesser selfish beings, work out the nuance. Kill for eternity. Go to the abyss and start slaying anything that gets powerful enough to threaten the balance. Serve a necessary primordial purpose. Fuck the rest of these people. I'm not having them ruin you. Black and white. A place where that exists. And you can kill forever. I'd make you a minor deity. You would be in charge of hell. You'd be the world's most important bully. Killing demon princes that get too high and mighty, controlling a place that needs to be controlled. I see that for you. I see that bliss for you. And sure, you could take breaks. You could check in on me, ask, how's the world doing? And I'll say, it's still bullshit, but we're doing great. You're still confused.
It's simple and pure.
Yes.
But my whole purpose in being with the group here was to protect people. And if I abandon people, then there was no reason behind anything I've done.
It'd still be protected.
I was just a monster.
I do see your point. You'd be protecting them, but you'd be a distance immeasurable from them. You'd be in the abyss. You wouldn't see the people you were protecting. You wouldn't be aware of them. And I'm guessing that's a no-sell. Consider it. Just consider it for me. And come back to me whenever you make your decision.
And then public.
Oh, yes, public adulation. I will lift you up into the heavens. It'll be great.
It'd be spectacular.
Oh, we're gonna absolutely milk it for everything it's worth, but Javen, I like you. Keep talking with me. I want you to be happy. This world is, in my opinion, unworthy of you. Just isn't.
I like, when I was at the peak of my power, I was nowhere near as powerful as Nynx or any of them. I need more.
We can get you more. We can get you more.
I would like to definitely amend it to becoming a lesser deity when I die, and I want to be me when I do it. Just like this. Just keep rubbing their noses in it.
It's the issue. Becoming a deity, changing from mortal to immortal, it changes you. It just does. But you'll be like you. And if you don't want to, I can give you as much power as I can before that point. And we'll have you fighting the abyss. But
I need to think about it.
course. Think
I
on it. Think on it, Javen. You have so much time. Enjoy the world for a bit longer, for as much as you can. I mean, I can't wait to show off to you the massive cathedral I'm going to have built in 10 years. I have it planned. It's going to be. Ooh,
what can we question?
yeah.
Just side note,
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
all of this advancement is evil. Can we come out strongly against technology?
I don't think so. That would be kind of against my church. And also, the advancement is complicated because so many people are living through diseases that would have normally killed them.
Well,
So
can
many
we
more
keep
people are getting
that
fed.
part, but just not the whole like systems of power and domination?
Oh, well, I do
Except
pronounce
yours.
ambition.
That's fine.
But
But
I do
like,
pronounce against bad ambition. One of my biggest teachings in my book is the fact that politicians who have ambition to have power must, of course, use it to be a pillar of society and not crush down on it.
I like that.
So yes, I can
I can go
get a little
murder in your
firmer
name
on the
now.
right kind of ambition.
I'm
If you
gonna go.
want.
I'm gonna go blow some things up in your name.
Absolutely. Make sure you blow up nothing that's like going to be awkward because I'll just claim I never I'll just deny any involvement. I will deny,
I
which
mean,
is
that's okay
yeah.
as long
Go
as
ahead.
we're still cool.
Oh, we're always cool. You can kill a bunch of orphans, and I won't give a shit.
Well,
But
I would never do that, but
of course you wouldn't. But yeah, I'm being honest. I'm being honest with me. I fucking love you, Javin. Do what you want.
you know, you're my favorite deity, Belle.
Oh, that means so much. I mean, you hate all the rest of them, but I appreciate it.
They are largely useless as far as I can tell. And please, next time you see them, whether they care or not, please let them know my sentiment.
I will be honor bound to let them know.
Wonderful.
Of course, I will very much specify, not coming from me, of course. It's coming from a
No,
other source. Yeah.
clearly that you totally agree with, but neither
Oh,
here nor
I
there.
I totally don't. I'll claim I don't agree, but to a certain extent, oh yeah, I absolutely agree.
I don't know where I want to end up. I
You don't need to decide now, Javen. Take your time. Find your happiness. I truly think you're a zealot through and through. You need a zealot's place, a zealot's world. But decide for yourself.
all right.
I give
Well,
you agency. I give you all.
thank you. Stephen McDunkle Dunkle, can he still walk, or what do we need to do here?
Oh, Stephen kind of looks up from the body. Would you like to have me make him still be able to walk?
I mean,
I got some healing now, so.
you what?
Oh, yeah. I'm an angel now. It's fantastic. Sorry, do you still want me doing the Stephen McDunkle Dunkle voice?
No, I mean, no, that's fine. You can. You know what? You're an angel now. I guess it. What
Yeah.
would you be if you could be anything?
Uh, Honest answer?
Yeah.
Conqueror of the world.
You know, I might be a minor deity, so you might just work with me for all of eternity. I'm just
That
saying.
sounds, honestly, not that bad.
I always liked you, Stephen McDunkle Dunkle. Is your mom still really hot? Like, do we have any thought on that or no?
She's still holding up the devil flag. She,
Wonderful.
I don't really know who she says.
Holds it up for. Well,
Yeah, it's she apparently wasn't all for the Bell transformation into an angel. Because I think she might be with Levistus right now. He's crawling up somewhere, or maybe she'll turn around and join us in a few years. I don't know.
all right. Well, Diavol's still my number one boo. Just letting you know that.
I'm aware. It's such a bad idea. A really bad idea for your health. I just
I
mean she's like I say this being her son, it's never worth it. It's not worth it.
I look over at Bell. I mean, is it worth it though?
Well, well, obviously I have tapped that.
Yeah.
Okay. Currently good memories and bad memories, kind of a mix.
All right. I'll lay off. Okay. Come on, Stephen McDunkle. We need to go experience more of the world. I'm kind of thinking that most of Nynx's family needs to die, but I haven't made 100% decision yet.
Ooh. Oh, we're fully killing Nynx's family? Isn't he like a
Well,
minor?
there was that guy in Waterdeep who I threatened. Very
Finistelmer?
brief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go murder him.
You want to go murder Finistelmer?
I feel like we should take over his whole thing. Can we question at Bell adjacent? Can we make a group of zealots, Bell zealots, that feel that he is evil and use all of them to overrun his businesses and then murder him?
Would this be an awkward time to mention that he's at the front of several charitable foundations? I know. I think the guy's a prick, but I do need to warn you, Finistelmer is one, technically under the protection of a minor deity, and there's all the fucking issues, and I don't want to have to butt heads with the thing Nynx became.
Wait, he protects this guy?
Yeah, it's his brother. It's Finistelmer.
Oh, not Finn. I'm sorry. I like Finn.
Oh!
He's
Wait, you're
reasonable.
talking about the asshole politician?
Yes.
Oh, fucking murder him! Oh God!
Okay, great.
Absolutely. Let me
Let's
send
do
you some
that.
pellets. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Phil Nistelman. I was like, ooh,
No.
that's hard to ask, my friend.
Finn was okay. I liked Finn. Of all his family, I feel like he's probably the most reasonable one. Although they do support this whole making the poor thing, and that bothers me. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh God, it's a goddamn mess. But yes, no, let's go out and yeah, absolutely. I'll give you some like numbers and everything.
Love it. Let's do it.
At this moment, as you're heading out, I'm going to tell you right now, the resources you have, the scepter, this isn't a fight. You're going to beat this guy. You are so far beyond this politics. Like, he might have been a fight before the world ended. Right now, he's going to scrabble resources together. No, you kill him. You just
okay.
That happens. Like, realistically, I'm trying to think through, like, can I make an interesting counter? No. You have so many resources behind you. And he had his entire city get blown up. No, he doesn't have the resources to fight you. It's you kill him. He's dead.
Wonderful. Spectacular. I love it. All right. Now, can we find... Actually, I don't know. Now that we are... I'm just going to say in Waterdeep and have murdered this politician.
Oh, yeah. Which, skipping to that section of the world.
Yeah.
Waterdeep as a city is gone. There's something being rebuilt. Many of the people are alive. Much of the knowledge survive. Many of the merchants do, but they're naming a new city. This guy was just beginning the process of trying to put himself back into society and leech himself on. We focus at the end of like just a burning building behind you. It's completely burnt down. Several city guards are rushing forward, but you see a few like Bellites holding up General Ritz and saying, just listing his crimes. They're handling
all hail Bell. Had to murder this guy. Yep.
You just see the guards like, oh God. They're stepping back, but in general, all the legalese is handled. And you see a city in construction of something that will replace Waterdeep, a new port, a new place that looks, again, far more industrialized, far different. It's new, shape of the future. And you see a tabaxi walking towards you, several burns along his face.
Sort of like wiping blood on the back of one of the Bell followers, like just.
Yep, it's fine.
He gets everywhere.
Like, I like to imagine his head and his legs are about 10 feet
Yeah,
apart at least. He's like
pretty much.
ridiculously dead. You
Yeah.
see Gecko moving in, claws and kind of like moving forward. He looks scarred and like he's received several messes, but he's still the same swaggering Tieko. Javen,
Oh, Tieko, how are you doing?
it's been a while, my friend.
Yes, there was an apocalypse. I met Grast, really nice guy. Um, my friend Bell is an angel now. These are his acolytes. Really great. This is Stephen McDunkle Dunkle, by the way, right here.
Even McDunkle Dunkle.
Uh, yep. And you know, have you ever noticed like gore just doesn't come off of your skin?
It
Really, it's
really does.
just
Yeah, no,
there for a while.
I got
Anyway,
a special handkerchief for that. He hands over a prestidigitation handkerchief.
oh, thank you. This is
Yeah, of course. I
spectacular.
for one professional to another, they're good to have.
So, Tieko,
Yeah,
you're my friend, I believe.
I like to think we're good pals.
Uh,
Good to see you came out of the everything all right.
yeah, I had some more power. It was kind of fun. I could blow people's heads up, but now that's not there anymore.
Hmm.
It's still cool. I mean, I can do things. I have this, and I hold up Bell's scepter. I've got this. This is
That's cool.
kind of fun.
Ah,
Uh, all right. I have a question.
yeah.
Do you know a cleric who can speak with the dead? And I pull out the advocate skull. I want to talk to him.
Do you think any of your zealot friends can do that?
I turn around. Can any of you make this thing talk?
3 of them raise their hand.
Oh, spectacular. I set him down. Make it. I need to ask it questions.
All right. You see a older man with kind of darker skin, rings through his eyebrows, a symbol of Bell hanging around him. He grabs it, whispers out a prayer to Bell, which is generally just him stating, "The secrets to success are hard work." And just as he basically speaks out what seems to be like a line from like a get rich quick book.
Yep. He's
uh,
he's moving from purple to orange in the near future.
yeah, yeah. It's the jaw opens, and I need to see if a shred of the advocate is even still around. Holy crap! Jaw opens. What you doing?
Hi.
He can only answer questions.
I know. All right. Question number 1. So, you were trying to remake the world and failed, but I think you might have been. Did you ever learn anything about how to just turn yourself into a deity yourself?
Yes, I did.
Where is that information?
I know it as well as most beings of great power would know it. I'm being
Okay.
an asshole. I don't really have any reason to do that. No. I'll give you a full answer. I have no other reason. How about this? You get the little shard of my soul out of where it is, and I will tell you literally everything I know.
Where is the shard of your soul?
Okay, so you're gonna want to look for me as somewhere at the edge of the elemental plane of fire. Shard of my soul is hanging on to the very edge of that planar boundary. I'm like a revenant right now, and it sucks. So if you could just get that for me.
Well, I met you one time,
Uh,
and you were kind of a dick.
I tend to have that effect on people.
So I guess the question I have is, if I save this portion of your soul, You plan on continuing to be a dick or just move on?
I generally tend to move on. I'm not a guy who settles scores because that tends to be more expensive than it's worth. I would probably go back to doing what I've always done, try to cut a little section of the world for myself. That makes sense and is a little bit better than the clusterfuck we all find ourselves in.
Last question, because I think I only get 5 on this. So let's say I do it. I've got a deal on the table to become a god myself. Any interest in murdering for all of eternity?
Does the murdering for all eternity contain any chance of me getting my world back?
I don't know, but Bell's my good buddy. I could always ask.
The jaw shots. Sorry, that was 5 questions.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I guess there's nothing else I can do with the skull, right?
If you wait like a week.
I pick it up, throw it down. I feel like I got all the answers that I need. Turn around, throw it as hard as I can at DN's head. Oh, by the way, he's kind of healed up since my friend here, Stephen McDunkle took him apart. Do you have any pent-up rage or anger, Tieko, that you need to take out on a willing participant?
As of late, I had to give up my job as a riot breaker and working relations. I've actually been working as a consultant to many of the businesses around here. So yes, I have a deep amount of pent up aggression. I'm used to working with my fists.
If you want, you can just beat him within
am
an
I
inch
allowed?
of his. Yes, please
Oh
go do
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. No. Let's see if I got the old professional vibes going. It's terrible. Like this is a guy who spent a lot of his adult life beating the hell out of people to intimidate them. He is. It's a different approach than Stephen McDunkle took, but he is playing those fucking ribs like a xylophone. It's bad.
Now, as a thrall, does he have any remembrance of who he was before? Like, is there any shred of that person still there?
You have no clue. Like
Okay.
if you stopped focusing on it, you don't know if he'd come back. But there's something in there who it's possible you could there's something you could take out of there. But mostly he just walks around like a zombie. He can feel pain, you know that much. And he's feeling it right now.
Good. Make him scream in a higher octave. I feel like it's not
I know how to do that.
Okay.
Terrible things are done to this man's scroll.
Yes. Okay, good. All right, good. So that made me feel better. All right, now we have a question. I turn around. Stephen McDunkle. Now you work for me.
Am I still doing the Stephen McDunkle voice?
No, I just haven't come up with another name for you yet. Here, hold on. Sure. Let's figure it out.
All right.
Michael. That's all I got so far.
Michael. What do you think Michael sounds like?
My
name's Michael. Nope, that's not
it. I don't like that at all. No.
I was thinking about giving him a nasal, irritating voice, but that just.
Oh, no. How about
we get to run out real soon.
I feel like can you make like mid-level bureaucrat?
So, Michael.
Yes.
Generally, my job is stamping various different documents, and I take out that power on anyone who passes me by.
Yes.
So much. He needs a little bit of spectacles. He operates spectacles. It's at the bridge of his nose.
Love it.
Don't have any rims. It's just like perched on the edge of his nose. Then
you are definitely a douchebag. Yes.
Oh, such a fucking douche. I do terrible things. I
love it.
Awful.
So your name definitely Michael. You need such a douchey last name. Oh, you know what? I got it. Michael Horn.
Michael Horn. Oh, Mr. Horn. Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I'm
you're
thinking about that.
terrible.
As he goes a little plumper, his fingers are adorned in rings suddenly. He gets like kind of a nice looking vest. Yeah, it gets a little bit shorter. Michael Horn probably likes specialized leather seats, particularly customized for his buttocks. So,
Absolutely.
oh
He
yes,
probably
oh
has like he probably has a donut too for his butt issues. So
oh yeah,
yes, he's
absolutely. A
absolutely.
specialized pillow, absolutely.
Yes. All right. You know what, Michael? I like you.
He combs
Let's
his
keep
hair over, and he suddenly has a comb over. Yes, wonderful,
wonderful.
Mr. Horn.
So we'll have Stephen McDunkle if I ever get into a situation with any sort of police. We've got you, Tieko. Are you done? Are you done with
Nearly
him or
done.
no?
Can I break his knees?
I mean,
I love breaking the knees.
I look at Michael. Can you heal his knees? Can you do that?
I'm sure that I could find the paperwork to request a healing for him, yes.
I love you, Michael. All right. Yes, go ahead. Break his knees.
You just terrible cracks, a quick, like, almost zombie like moan as he breaks it, not through the front, to the side, dislocating it, and then
Oh,
stomps on it a couple times.
oh.
It's terrible.
That was good for me. Was it good for you?
That was fucking good. That was good. Okay.
All right, good. Okay. All
Javin,
right.
it was great seeing you, buddy.
Nice seeing you too.
Hey, come by
Um,
sometime. I'll treat you to a drink, show you the best places, underground fighting arena.
question.
Yeah.
Um, would you say that the city is better or worse now?
It's getting better, I'd say. Look, as a guy who was part of some of the dirtier sides of it, it's getting cleaner, I guess. People like me, there's less people like me, more people like what I am. Consultants. Um, it's a city. It's messy. Things aren't always great. Life moves on. Plenty of lives exist. Better. It's getting better. We'll see what happens in 10 years when it's maybe 20. I don't know, when the thing's fully recovered. Maybe then we'll know. It is what it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
I might go to the plane of fire, but I don't know.
Hey, that or you could just fucking leave him to roast forever.
It's a good idea too.
No.
All right. Well, at that point, I think Javan would sort of awkwardly stand there, and then he'd probably just apparate his horse and have it suck him up onto it.
Mhm.
And then he'd say, I'm trying to find something, and I don't know what it is yet.
Let me know when you find it. You will.
Keep an eye on those in power here. Don't let them be too self-interested.
You trust me to do that?
And I think about it, and I look over at Michael, and I say, Michael, can you put in an order to pay my friend Tieko here 1,000 gold a month to do as I asked for his lifetime?
He just his spectacles. Well, we'll need to balance out certain checking accounts, but I'm sure we could send them over to you in suitable uh, promissory notes. Tico, his brows go up, he crosses his arms. Well, now you can definitely trust me to do that, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tieko.
Of course.
Do you have anything that you think I might want to see?
Well, what are you trying to find? Something to kill or something to protect? None of the above.
Something that lets me know that there is good in a cosmic sense here.
Cosmic sense. Like, bigger than someone just being nice on the street?
Yes, I can be nice on the street.
We're all alive. Despite everything that threatened to destroy us. The fact that I spent some of that mess, the everything ripped open, mind controlled, and I was saved by a pirate queen. I think the fact that we're all alive is some evidence of a existing cosmic goodwill.
Interesting.
I'd show you a sunset, but
That's just dumb.
yeah. It's like, you could be like, look at that, objectively beautiful. I'm like, nah, you know what? I feel like there's plenty of people in the Underdark who are like, ow, that's painful. So
I
that's
don't
fine.
like the sun generally. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, right? Like, it seems like a real presumptuous thing to do.
Maybe I should go find where I came from. Maybe that will help.
Not bad. I heard Lolth is dead. Underdark's in a general civil war, so
Maybe I could take over. Ah,
good luck, friend.
all right. Well, Michael, any chance you want to take a trip to the Underdark?
We'll need to arrange certain papers of transport, of course, and well, I'll need to charge you for my particular necessities of traveling work. But yes, I think we can do that.
I really love this character. This
I
one's my favorite.
All right. Wonderful.
All right. Well, I do know how to make a teleportation circle, but I don't know any place in the Underdark, so. And I'm never going back to the Moosewater Tavern.
Would you
How about.
like me to get you information on a teleportation circle down there, or
Yes, that would be great.
wonderful? We'll make sure to schedule that. He turns towards one of the zealots. Zealot! We have some important duties for you to do. Now, please do this by. And just like starts going about, like being slightly dickish to everyone around them. You'd see like these guys are just shaking their head. They're in on the joke because they saw the whole thing happen, but
Yeah.
it's like one of them is actually getting kind of frustrated as they deal with this Mr. Horn character. And yeah, you figure out that there are a few teleportation circles that Bell just has knowledge of in the Underdark.
Let's pick one and go there.
All right. Well, we have many options. Do you want to be surprised, or do you want specifics?
Surprise me.
We will surprise you. Ooh, ooh. Murder or double murder?
Double murder.
Double murder. He gives you symbols for teleportation circle.
I just start scrawling them in on the ground.
You would you like to bring the zealots with you, or is this a solo journey?
I feel like the zealots. I would like to give them the instruction to begin to proselytize for Bel and his first apostle, Javen Teleth, and then off I
First
go.
apostle, the burning sword.
There we go. I like it.
Uh, one of them winks, trademarked.
By me.
Yes, yeah, you and Bell, trademark. Exactly, I'm trademarking for you. We're gonna put
Done.
in the paperwork. It's great. I think we're gonna not trademark that. It's fucking crazy.
Michael, trademark.
Of course, we are putting in the trademark right now as that occurs. You send them off. Checo leans up against a tree, uh, waiting for you to teleport yourself away. You are followed by Jane of Lux, your thrall, and a angel formed from a Cambion, who is currently in the character of Michael Horn. You finish the final symbols in the circle. And I'd like to ask you in this moment, is this the end you imagined for Javen? Or is there more that you need to explore? We
I think I
can.
need to figure out. I think I need to figure out where he ends up.
So, would you like to talk through an epilogue?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I don't know what's the or.
or oh, we can have adventures in the Underdark. I can talk about a civil war between Drow, and you have to deal with like the issues of like some of the Drow are like, we finally can throw off the chains of Lolth, while meanwhile there's like an establishment of like a theology that's just claiming Lolth isn't dead, despite her corpse like literally having fallen to earth. You can deal with that, or we can go into your epilogue and we can see where you end, as it is that's a trip of double murder, maybe even triple murder.
No. Yeah, I think maybe epilogue is the way to go.
Okay.
I think
As we focus out from this yet another journey of Javan, where luckily there is still things, while Javan questions whether good exists, he can certainly say there's definitely still evil. The theocracy you find beneath, some of them are just scared people trying to cling to power and stay alive. Most of them are wholly evil. And it's an adventure, but the world does grow more complicated. There's not as much evil gods there. We used to live in a universe where evil and good held equal power, but evil was far more clever. Now, evil, as it is called, is shored up, become clever. You have beings like Bel, who are just on the side of good and using their incredibly clever minds to climb the ranks while being technically a good thing for the world. Um, you have Grast, who you can't really define what Grast is. They are. Uh, what
so.
do you think? Well, you decide in the end.
Javan goes to the Underdark to try and find anyone who would remember a battle 100 years ago where they left a baby, and never does. That's just so random that there
Oh, there's no way.
he there's no way. So he does exactly as you suggest. He and Michael Horn travel through the Underdark, murdering their way through cults and other evil, and potentially even spreading the religion of Bel because it's something to do. And then when he gets tired of that, I think he comes to the conclusion that there is only anarchy. That really bothers him.
That's all just entropy. That everything is just chaos and none of it means anything.
I think at some point the bag of maple sugar would have found its way to Javan.
Yeah.
Um, and I think in this moment he would contact Bell, and he would tell him that he's just done with this place, and that in this form at least, that there is nothing here for him. He can't make the change that he wants to make, and there's only so much fun he can really have.
I told you, this world, it's not worthy of you. It isn't. And you had your fun.
And he would, yes, you're right. I want to make my deal now.
Your deal. What do you wish of me?
I want to murder demons,
And let's place you
but
there.
I want my purview to be all demonic concerns. If there are major plots here on Earth, or on this planet, I want to be the one that's there.
Very well. That we can do.
And
And
I don't really care about people knowing me, although I I would like in your text to at least have it written that there is good and there is evil, and we must push it back. And I'm the one doing it. The sword. TM.
the burning sword, trademark. We have it trademarked in all of our text. Just reminding everyone that that is a term we have. Yes. Of course. When acting on this material plane, I will give you followers, people who will do your bidding upon the material plane, handle those demonic cults in your name. And in the abyss, you will be there personally.
And it'll be glorious.
And in that moment, centuries have passed. You've seen the world change so much. There have been adventures, yes. Bag of maple sugar in one hand. You leave this world behind and are brought up into a place divine. And you are set to a purpose made for you. Slaying of demons, the rooting out of cults. And in a text, there is a whole chapter devoted to the existence of evil and good, and the fact that people like you, strange, yes, but necessary. Because as much as one can say there is nuance and complexity and all the wide twisting of the world, there still are things that are just evil, and there are things that are just good. And that is where you lie, in that truth. And that is your afterlife. That is the story of Javen. Very well done, Ian.
Yeah, that was good. Very well done, Tyler.